Yo, brothers, what's going on? You ready for some Tomei action? G37's in here. Where'd you get this, John?
The internet.
Oh my God, the internet. Look at this thing. This thing is huge. What is the body of the thing? Like 6 inch in diameter?
It's about 6. I think the X is about...
Dude, the thing's bigger than his head. Look at this thing. Hold it up to your head. Holy hell, the thing's gigantic. And then there's the clamp. My God. You can't see it. Oh, it's in there though. And then here's all the other piping just to mate it up, make it work. And then the dreaded Y pipe. If any of you guys have tried to get this or have this all in your car already, these things have been back ordered. He's been waiting how long for it now?
6 months or so?
Yeah.
Well, not since I ordered it. It's been longer than that for everybody else.
This exhaust is for a 350Z, not a G37.
Z, incel, like.
This,
You petulant child.
this exhaust is for a 370Z, not a G37. So it's not for this car. Other thing I forgot to mention, that is too as well.
It's all titanium.
It's all titanium. Everything is titanium. So this stuff literally weighs next to nothing. It's actually surprised me. I've never actually felt titanium, full titanium before. And this stuff is so light and simple to pick up. It's crazy. Y pipe's not though.
Yeah, it's stainless steel.
Unfortunately, because it was like what, $600 more or something?
Yeah, well, it's like $600 for it.
As Jake was saying so gracefully, these bolts are trash. So we're not even gonna try and get them off. We're just gonna take the torch to them immediately. Oh, I missed the dropping of the exhaust.
I was on a roll.
That was my fault, I wasn't on it. Yeah, so, you know, we cut them down. The only thing we're gonna have to do is actually punch out these studs because they are pressed into that. But when you do it, you gotta make sure that you don't just hammer on them, otherwise you'll bend the flange of the exhaust. So I'll show you that once we get to it. But
Superheat.
the rest of it is super easy. You just get the hanger tool. So here's the exhaust hanger tool. I know I've showed it to you before. This is the tits. Pretty much all you do with this is you put the back side of it around the hanger that way, and then you just squeeze it like a pair of pliers, and it comes right out. Now I'm not gonna get too crazy with it because otherwise the whole thing's gonna drop. Check them out on Amazon. I'll put a link down in the description for you guys. I should have put WD-40 on it first, guys. It would have been a lot easier to come out, but now I'm fighting with it. See? Learn from my mistakes, guys. Let's go all the way back here. Take it outside. So something I'm doing here is I'm just kind of grazing. I'm just kind of grazing the bolt to flatten it out so that my air hammer piece doesn't slide off. Because if it's obviously not flat, it's going to easily fall off. So I got to do that first. We're having an issue with the bolt coming in from the backside here. It's actually hitting the body of the cat, even though we're hammering this heat shield down. Pause. So as I was saying, we can't get it in through here because if you see, it's too long and the body of the cat's in the way. We actually can't feed it through here. We did fit it up from the other direction and the bolt's like all the way out here hitting the actual heat shield still. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a little bit off it and actually shorten the bolt so that we can feed it in through the backside and have it go in the way that we want to. So anytime you're cutting bolts, the best way is to keep the nut on it when you're cutting it. I didn't do that, so what I had to do, if you can zoom in on this, is once I actually cut it, then I was dressing it in the grinder and actually kind of shaving that first thread down just a little bit to kind of create a little bit of a taper. And so then and then clean it up with the wire wheel, and then it makes it so you can put the nut on. Because otherwise if you just straight cut it, you're not gonna be able to get the nut on it. So that's one piece to the rest. Now it's time for the extender.
Give me the ball.
So here's the extender pipe. That's to make it for a G37 since they're so much longer. It's by top speed. And then the rest of it,
12 inches.
12 inches long, people, if you didn't know.
Listen, Dan, you need a bigger one, but I'm not telling you what it is. Do your own Google research like I had to.
There we go.
I'll tell you everything.
Then the rest of it's Tomei. So now from that extension, we put the resonator on. So when installing your exhaust pipes with band clamps, make sure you put them on first before you install the pipes.
Getting 200 more viewers.
And then just put it in an ideal location where you want your nut, whether you want it over there or over here, or if you want it hidden up top, whatever you want to do. Just so we have less hanging down, we're gonna put them up. No wonder people talk about it hanging so low. Look at this thing. It's a mile away.
New development, guys.
New development.
I'm over here making fun of that.
Oh, those little hooks are springs and
those
stuff so you
hooks.
can actually hold the damn thing up.
Are for the springs.
Well, I'm gonna edit that part out.
Like
so
a
it looks
Corvette.
intelligent, you know what I mean?
Like a Corvette.
Help if you look at it.
It has a dual grabbing spring like a Corvette.
These springs are super tight. One thing I like to do when I gotta, especially like when you're doing drum brakes or spring type things, I get some vice grips and make it tight to the max.
Edit me out of this video.
Really, you can really stretch it. Oh, hook 'em.
There's another one up top.
This one's gonna be fun, guys. I'll tell you.
I'm telling you.
Let me tell you.
You're being weak. He's gonna tell you guys something. Will it be easier if you put on the back one first and then pull it forward?
I don't think it matters.
Probably would. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You'll get it. Don't worry.
Roll then. Hey, you won't. Doesn't matter anyway.
Oh! Got it!
So what we're doing here is holding it up as close as we can to the rear. And snagging it. Just grabbing all the bolts as tight as we can. So hopefully it's retained its shape up there.
So there it is, all bolted up, everybody. I really like these springs. They look kind of cool on this thing.
It is nice. It's a nice little touch that Tomei adds.
Yeah, we were able to get it pretty close up there. Like I was saying, you just got to do a little maneuvering before you actually tighten everything up. And we actually get to really close because I know people are having issues with it. And it looks like it doesn't hang down too low, so I think we're gonna get away with that pretty nicely. Oh, look at down the pipe, down the throat. Right down this. The only thing is we gotta move this around because it doesn't really come out. The exit's a little funny on it. So we're gonna have to move it over or something. All right, so I wasn't here. I had to talk to a customer real quick, but now you can see how much better it sits in the cutout for the exhaust. So basically what Jake had to do is he loosened that clamp and then rotated it so it came out to the center. But then by doing that, it made that clamp there, or it made it hang down lower. So what we did is adjust it by loosening that clamp and then pushing it back up again. But wasn't too much work, pretty easy. And now let's listen to this bad boy. Hit it! I want to hear it. Ah, let's hurry up, man. Let's go. It's not any louder.
It's not loud.
Rev it, brother. Ooh, got one. It's definitely quieter. Yeah. Yeah, let's get the real zaps. Pew, 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 pew. If you guys don't know, he's on 2-inch lowering springs right now, so it is a little lower than stock. And like I've been saying, this thing is definitely still really low on the ground. But hey, it's got clearance. And the lowest point where it's at is right at the axle. So as long as you're hitting the speed bumps, it's not really gonna hit it bad. But it's kind of hard to see with the camera, but he's got about 2.5 inches off the ground on the exhaust. So, but it it is only at this junction right at the axle, which is not a big deal. Give me the goods, brother. What's it like?
Definitely feels faster. Throttle response is so much better.
Really? Throttle response is better?
Immediately. Before it was laggy and wouldn't give you shit. Now it just fucking goes.
Sick. All right, guys, so there you have it. Pretty easy to put this on, just you know, take some time cutting some stuff off. Definitely way quieter than straight pipes. If you guys think that straight pipes are a little too loud, this is a good way to tone it down but keep all the good sound that the straight pipe provides. So definitely like it, definitely A+. You know, hey, if you guys like the video, definitely like the video, subscribe. If you guys have any questions, I always like answering them, so please feel free to ask us, and I'll see you guys on the next one.